Spoiler alert, the following podcast includes discussions on film that may potentially, intentionally or inadvertently, reveal plot twists, character traits, story details, up to and including endings that might otherwise be considered spoilers. Proceed at your own risk.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Sounds like some bad movie.
Anyway, welcome to Moviesucktastic, episode number
154.
154. I'm Scott. The other person is Joey.
Yes, that's me.
Yes, and today we'll be reviewing the movie Maniac Cop from 1988.
That's right. Written by Larry Cohen, directed by what's his name? William Lustig.
And I tell you, Lustig, I love Lustig, Maniac, you know. And I love me some Larry Cohen. I love his screenplays. I mean, especially this time period, the 80s. When this Return to Salem's Lot, the ambulance, he was just cranking. Well, I think the ambulance was early 90s. But he was just cranking out shit that I really enjoy.
Yeah, that's right. He did the ambulance. That's a good one.
I love that. I mean,
and that is not your challenge this evening, by the way.
Oh, good. I didn't spoil it this time.
This time.
I mean, there's a lot about this. I mean, when I challenged it to you, honestly, I just picked it for the connection to prison. I hadn't seen it in ages, but going back and rewatching it, god damn it, there's like just tons of people and things that I love in this film.
I went and got the Blu-ray just because I haven't seen this movie in forever. I went and got the Blu-ray. I had to.
I think I have the Blu-ray too.
Yeah. Well, if you don't, you can borrow mine.
Oh, damn! Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, Tom Atkins, love Tom Atkins.
Oh yeah, he's like he's oh shit, what's his name? He's like the poor man's oh fuck.
If you don't have the end, don't begin it.
Yeah, I believe me, I agree.
But I mean, he's a staple of Carpenter films. Larry Cohen used him in a lot of stuff. He's just fucking awesome, and of course Bruce Campbell.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and this was during
Dennis Farina.
Bruce Campbell.
He's the poor man's Dennis Farina, or is Dennis Farina the poor man's?
I think Dennis Farina is the poor man's Tom Atkins. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Hey, you know what? You can interchange either one of them in any of their roles, and it would be fine.
Yeah.
Put Tom Atkins in Manhunter, and it's no harm, no foul. Like I don't know, maybe it's the mustache. And
maybe it is.
Tom Atkins is still alive.
Oh yeah, of course he is. Now, there's some overlap here too, as well, and we'll get into the film in a moment. But the lead actress, is Laureen Landon.
Terrible.
Horrible. Mind-bendingly horrible. And she's in the
what a wig
too. No,
what a wig.
What? it's like if the '80s was condensed into a wig, that would have been the wig.
How did she not end up in porn? Is all I want to know.
I don't know.
She was your quintessential '80s porn star. She missed it by that much.
That much. But the one thing I have to mention is she's in an earlier film that we've reviewed on Moviesucktastic.
Which is?
Roller Boogie.
She's in Roller Boogie?
Yep, she's a featured skater.
Oh, okay.
So
that means we didn't notice.
She blended in with the '80s. That was only it was '79, so she was ahead of the curve.
Got it.
But she's in a lot of Larry Cohen stuff too, and I mean, we should start off with just the basic premise of the film. Now, if in case the title Maniac Cop doesn't clue you in, basic premise of the film is there's a killer running around New York City, massacring people dressed as a cop.
Right.
That's pretty much it. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.
What was interesting, the take that they have on this with
and played by Robert Zadar.
Right.
The fucking
big
chin.
Jaw. Yeah, the chin. You punched that chin.
That chin. You broke.
That jaw.
You broke that jaw.
I should make that your challenge, but it's not.
Okay.
I mean, well, maybe. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm challenging you to, and I'll tell you the other things that I thought of.
Well, stop telling me what you didn't challenge me to, and just leave it. You're teasing me. You're teasing me.
You love it, don't you?
Now, so there's a cop. There's a guy dressed as a cop running around killing people, typical '80s slasher film style. The police department is obviously reticent to
New York
divulge
City
that
Police
information.
Department.
New York City Police Department. Now, so Tom Atkins is playing Frank McRae. Larry Cohen has this. One of his stock characters is the cop that's like outside of the norm that others don't listen to, but he's in on it. He's like got some inside knowledge, and Tom Atkins plays that role to a T. It's very reminiscent of the character he plays in Night of the Creeps.
That's right. Another cop.
Yeah.
He's good at playing cops.
Good at playing like grizzled, jaded cops.
You're out of focus, by the way.
Talk to the hand. There you go. Now, and I love the part where he's talking to Commissioner
Ripley.
Pike. No, it wasn't
Commissioner.
Ripley.
Well, you said Captain. So.
I know. I got sidetracked. Commissioner
fine,
Pike.
It's fine.
Played by Richard Roundtree, and when he's telling him that he's convinced the cop's doing it, wants to do psychiatric, and just the shift in the conversation because the commissioner is aren't you the guy that tried to kill yourself a couple years ago?
Yeah, the gun went off.
like almost mocking him. Oh, the gun just happened to go off. Yeah.
Gun went off. You don't smile much, do you? And then it's that perfectly forced smile.
Which is going to be my...
It made me laugh, actually, very hard.
I laughed out loud at that, too. It only works because of Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins pulls it perfectly, and that's going to be my new my new icon on Facebook, by the way.
Your new avatar?
Avatar, is that what it's called? I don't know.
That's what it's called.
The picture that comes up when I say stupid things online is going to be that now. But anyway, they're doing an investigation, and meanwhile, Bruce Campbell is this cop who has a rapidly deteriorating mentally wife and is also cheating on her.
Because she's fucking crazy. She's the type that okay, here's his wife in a nutshell. She's the type that would accuse him of cheating on him so much that he just went and did it anyway. If I'm going to get accused for it, I may as well just fucking do it. That's the type of wife she's become because she's nuts.
Well, first of all, way to defend cheating on a wife. That's good to have on record.
I wasn't defending it. I was just merely stating...
You're just rationalizing adultery. That's all.
What?
And
Are you crazy? For the record, no, that's not what I said.
But there's the scenes too where she's like, "I'm afraid of you. I don't even want you touching me." Now, there's implications later that she was being driven to this by an accomplice of the Maniac Cop, but you can't go from zero to crazy. You have to be halfway there to begin with.
Sure. No, she was well on her way.
Right. I would like the part say, see, why couldn't you tell that to the marriage counselor? Why couldn't you say, I'm afraid of my husband, but I have no reason why?
Why didn't you tell them that? Maybe you wouldn't be so batshit crazy right now.
And I tell you, it's weird watching this again because when she follows him with the gun after he leaves the apartment and they show him going to the hotel room, I was even like, I aghast. I was like, Bruce is cheating on her? No!
I don't know what hotel clerk just says, oh, yeah, here's the key to that room that you didn't check into.
Well,
wait a minute. What? You saw him go in with another woman, right? And now there's a new woman coming? You forgot and she's not on the bill? She didn't pay for the room? Oh, here's a key. What the fuck?
First night on the job.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of logic problems in the film. Even before that, there was a point where, and again, 80s horror films, you're really not supposed to read too much into it or ask too many questions. But the opening scene is a woman leaving a bar late at night, and you want to ride home? No, I'll deal with the muggers. Good thing she said that because she gets mugged, and when she runs away from the muggers, she's in New York City. She runs away from them into an unlit children's playground, which seems like a poor choice.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, while the guys are sneaking up, like trying to find her in the park, there's cars passing on the road. So look, there's somebody you could have flagged down and got help from.
Yeah.
But no, good choice hiding behind the monkey bars. That's going to work out well.
Yeah, how's that going to work for you? Oh my God! So yeah, this is a New York film.
I hate New York.
I hate New York. Gritty, gross, just grimy, and I
will say,
yeah.
I just interject. I will say that for a 2-bit Fleabag motel, it looked pretty decent.
Sure, I've been the Waldorf.
I've seen worse.
I've been in worse.
That's what I was implying. No,
yes.
No, good take that.
Yes, thank you. Not because I wanted to.
Yeah.
Just ask my wife. It's a joke. So good. I felt the need. Yes. I had texted something to Scott earlier. In watching this film, like rewatching it. This is a film we could easily review for our Strangers podcast. With all what's happened recently, not even recently, for years, but it's been brought to the attention of cops and how a lot of them can tend to be a little bit dickish and violent, things of that nature. Because in this, what?
Full disclosure, Joey got a speeding ticket recently, so he's a little off on the whole police officer thing.
That's not why I brought it up.
I know.
And so yes, I did get a speeding ticket recently, and yes, that situation was completely out of control for no reason. Not on my part, by the way. Someone watched Training Day one too many times. That's all I can, assess that situation with. But
just keep that in mind.
That's all. But anyway, in the film, because there's this maniac cop running around, and there is a scene where a woman gets pulled over, and she's nervous, and she's scared, and the cop gets over to the car, and you're not going to get me! And she shoots him right in the face. And it turns out to not be the maniac cop. It was an innocent cop. Everyone is on edge. And they have all these news stories where they're talking about, yeah, man, I see cops kill innocent people all the time. And then just all these these interviews from some bystanders, and just they're all shitting on the cops, and even the news report is shitting on the cops, and they're just talking about how cops are bad, and they're ruthless, and they're pulling over innocent people. I mean, this isn't about Maniac Cop. This is the normal cops. That's what they're talking about. They're just talking about normal cops. Like, yeah, they're all assholes. So this film, as while I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, it's kind of relevant for what's going on right about now.
Well, especially when you have the one guy who's saying, yeah, they're shooting. Now, the Maniac Cop throughout the entire film only kills white people. Just want to underline that.
That's right.
So, when they get to the one black guy in that whole montage, he's like, yeah, the cops shooting friends of mine all the time. They think they have a gun and they don't. They got something shiny in their hand.
Shiny.
And, which is true.
Yeah, yes.
Not to belabor into strangers, but especially that time period, like New York, there was up through Abner Louima. Wait, Louima? No, Diallo. Diallo was the one that was shot with the wallet. I mean, up through that time period, it was just like
don't go making any duct tape wallets anytime soon.
Yeah.
Save that shit for high school.
But you're right. There is a relevance to it as far as like current events, especially tomorrow when the verdict comes in from Ferguson. Be prepared for a cookout, and it's also, and it's kind of interesting watching this now. It's like, oh wow, so attitudes haven't really changed. Okay, and the police aren't portrayed in a good light in the film either.
No,
because the police are either eager to cover up any facts surrounding the case to protect the police force. They are quick to grab the first person they find as a suspect, Bruce Campbell, and they're pretty much inept and stupid in every scene they're in. Yeah,
you're right. Tom Atkins, he's it's like
he's
said.
A detective.
He's working on the side. Like right now, it's the scene where he's talking to the reporter, where he's basically telling her this is not about romance. It's like, Tom, why don't you get a little some, then talk about how it's about murder. But he's all action, baby. He doesn't want any of that. He wants to get this guy. He wants to break the case. He wants to put it out in the newspapers. He wants to put it in the media, and yet another blonde, how did she not make it in the porn actress?
Well, the Lorraine Lincoln?
No, Linnea.
Landon.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Linnea Quigley.
No, I'm talking about
where you were going. Okay.
No, she, her character is the one that is cheating with. Oh, and by the way, when Bruce Campbell's wife walks in on them.
Yeah.
I like how when he's she pulls the gun, or I think it's before she pulls the gun. I like how he stands up and goes, "Listen, honey, you have every right in the world to hate us." It's like, whoa, us? Immediately drags her. You have every right to think she's a despicable person. I understand that. It's like he pulled us into there.
She's just a two-bit whore. But you're right, honey.
She's cheating with Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear, Atkins, McCrae, comes along and saves her when the Maniac Cop tries to kill her. And when they're at the bar, I swear there's a part where she's like, he gives her the key to his apartment so to hide out in. And she's like, "You're not coming back with me?" I was like, "Hey!" I don't know.
Poor Jack.
If McCrae wasn't so hell bent on catching the Maniac Cop, I think Jack would have been stuck.
Yeah, he probably. Well, let's put it this way: you're right. If he wasn't so hell bent, he would have had the most pussy in the movie. He would have left and right. What was that face? Did I say a word that you've never heard before?
No, not at all.
Is this show rated G now?
No. Please, by all means.
Now that we're watching this film in HD, because when I used to watch it was on VHS.
Oh,
you could see like all the makeup in the woman that kills the innocent cop. Like you could see like all the makeup painted on her face.
That's a great scene. I know. Again, Larry Cohen. I mean, like he just throws in those little fun moments. So, McCrae, in order to help protect citizens, leaks the information to a reporter he knows. Leak it that there's a guy dressed as a cop killing people. So then we cut to an old lady, like her car break, and she's in like a really complete shit box of a car, but she's dressed up nice. She's got a nice purse and everything. And a cop pulls up behind her, and as he leans into the window, she pulls a gun out and like blows the back of his skull off, and it's like this young, blonde, blue-eyed, like 20-something kid. It's like, ah.
I did say that 10 minutes ago.
I know. But I was saying.
Okay.
And then the other time, and then the other great scene was when he attacks the musician, and ends up pushing him down into wet cement. But I don't know who puts cement down and then leaves it wet. I mean, I guess it takes a while to dry. So he pushes the guy's face down, and then the next shot is the next day where the cops are around him, jackhammering around the guy's head, trying to get his corpse out of the cement.
Which, for some reason, I don't think would be difficult.
But I don't care.
I really, it's funny, because they're jackhammering around it. But something tells me that the human skin, they wouldn't have a problem peeling him out of there.
Maybe they wanted to preserve the evidence.
Well, okay, no, but who lays down cement at like 3 a.m? Because that shit dries pretty quick.
Yeah,
just saying.
You're a stickler for detail. That's what you are.
I'm a stickler. Total stickler, yes. So it's, the difference in quality between the VHS and even the DVD that I had and this Blu-ray is astonishing. Still not as pretty as some other 80s films put the Blu-ray, but still very good quality.
Street Trash. Oh. Street Trash still looks beautiful on Blu-ray. Now, one thing that kind of comes out in the Blu-ray edition is the lead actress again. There's like something on her lip. There's like a cold sore or something. It looks like a herpes.
Cold sore.
It comes standing out really. And the Maniac Cop's makeup is like through most of the film, all you see is the outline, the silhouette of him, and then when people see him, the reaction of "Oh my God!" when they see his face, and then when you finally see his face, it's like, "Oh, that's not too bad." I mean, it's a couple. They really just didn't mess it up as much as they like a Freddy Krueger thing. It was more just like, "Oh, there's a couple slashes and a skate shaft, and that's."
Right. It's to the point of where you might still kind of get that fixed.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean.
Yeah, come on. The Joker had it worse.
Oh, well, yeah. Now, the Maniac Cop character, Matt Cordell, the whole background of him is that he was a shoot first, ask questions later type of cop who violated...
Old school, baby.
Old school, meaning he was, had a drop gun on him at all times. And so eventually, and again, like when you talk to all the police, he used to, he violated rights sometimes here and there. He was a good guy, and that's it. And they ran him up the river, and they never give specifics on why he ended up in jail. But it sounds like he killed a suspect, or like planted evidence or something major. I mean, so he was a crooked cop, but they never really call him that in the force. Another way in which the police force doesn't really come off so nice in the film. I mean, again, even our hero, Bruce, is a cop, but he's also, cheating on his wife, running around. So, I mean, there's not a lot of continuity there as far as, like, I don't know, on the moral stand front. And so McRae, they put him in jail, Sing Sing, with all the guys he put away. So, of course, they have a shower party and with a bunch of straight razors and leave him for dead. But the coroner saves him and somehow smuggles him out of prison, and then he waits a decade or so before going on the rampage.
Yeah, and they say that a woman took his body, that claimed his body when he was dead. So I'm assuming that was in the report to say that he died and his body was claimed and buried somewhere, yada, yada, yada. But in actuality, what they were really saying was that he, fixed him up and she took him out of there, except he wasn't dead. He was actually alive.
And again, there's like the time frame, because this Matt Cordell character is this happened so long ago that Bruce Campbell's character, a young rookie cop, not really rookie, but a young cop, he's like, oh, I know the name, but he's a legend around here, but so there's like a long period of time passing here, it has to be more than like 3 or 4 years in order for it to be like it's like so old school reminiscent.
Yeah,
so
well, here's the thing. I mean, unless they change the terms for mayors and whatnot, mayors only get 8 years, and that's if they're reelected. So
I'm thinking 5, 6 years. It has to be close to the maximum.
It's because he was like, oh, it's an election year. So it could even be only 4 years earlier.
You know what? One thing I didn't do was look at the dates on the the news clippings when McCrae is researching the character. I'm going to take a peek at that while we're talking, see if I can suss that out.
See if you can do that, because, with the Blu-ray, you could see that stuff pretty clearly.
Clear as fucking day. God bless technology.
Tell me about it.
So we can watch crappy 80s films like this.
This didn't look this good if you saw it theatrically. It just didn't.
Technically, it still doesn't look that good.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at.
I know what you mean.
So, but yeah, this theatrically never looked this good. Nope. But you're right. Technology is amazing. They're able to just go frame for frame and clean the prints, remaster it, HD it, 1080p, the whole nine. It's 6.1 surround sound on this. Maniac Cop should not have 6.1 surround sound.
So you can really hear the throat
the hematomas.
Hematomas.
Look at the size of those hematomas.
Did you see those hematomas? I tell you.
She's walking into the hotel after saying, "I'd like the key to that room." Sure thing, lady. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Oh.
You have every right to hate us.
And they just look like they were sleeping too. They just look like they were even doing anything.
Yeah, well, that's.
He's like, finally, I can get a night's rest from that crazy bitch.
Well, they're making noise when she walks in. She hears them making noise, but when she walks into the room, like they're spooning kinda, but she's behind Bruce.
What do you think that's all about?
I don't want to speculate. That would be proper.
It would be wrong to speculate what you're thinking against Bruce.
Yes, exactly.
You can't do that.
But something weird going on there. That's all.
So did you find the newspaper clipping? I
found them, but there's like they're conspicuously dateless.
Oh.
I'm looking.
All right. Well, if you haven't found it yet, you probably won't. I don't think there'll be any still images of it on online.
But you can really read the articles.
Yeah, somebody had to mock that up.
There were 9 men on his jury, by the way, just so you know.
9 men, huh? Look at that.
And the whole shtick, the thing that keeps the film going is the fact that the Maniac Cop has inside information from his crippled chickie in the force, who the one that picked him up from Sing Sing when he was presumed dead, and I'm assuming she knew about Bruce's infidelity and about the wife's mental issues because of their counseling. So the Maniac Cop frames Bruce for the murders, and that brings up a very very important point that I have to make about the film. Kind of a big loose end. It's that one of those setups, not original anyway, where the good guy is framed for a murder, and then every time something else happens, it looks even worse for him.
Yeah.
Like when he's being interrogated by his girlfriend, when they're in the interrogation room, and a Maniac Cop breaks into the station and kills all the policemen, and then Bruce gets out, and it's like, oh, you killed all these people.
Yeah, because he escaped. He decided to leave.
I love when it's after he found all the dead bodies and punched out the one cop, and he grabbed the gun, and he finds 2 more cops coming in. He stops them and says, I didn't do this. I'm leaving. Don't you come after me. And then he runs out of the building, and you if you listen, you hear the 2 cops very briefly. It's like, you gonna go after him? Says, what? You heard him. He didn't do it. I don't know why I love that.
He didn't do it. I believe him.
I'm not going after him. Again, not
That's right.
painting cops, the New York police force in the best light. But the point is that they keep doing it. Every time something happens, it's looks like Bruce did it, and looks like she was the accomplice. And every time someone anything happens that would clarify that it was the Maniac Cop, any witnesses besides her and Bruce die.
That's right.
And so there's always supposed to be that big reveal at the end that kind of proves that the hero is innocent, and technically that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but yeah, and you just assume that Bruce walks, and it's like he really shouldn't.
He really shouldn't because the Maniac
Because
Cop,
they have just as much evidence as they did when they thought he did it.
right? I mean, the closest they get is like the Maniac Cop steals Bruce in the paddy wagon. I'm sure they don't call that, but that's what it is. And the cops give chase, but no one actually sees the Maniac Cop. And then the Maniac Cop, by the way, worst killing of a bad guy in a horror film ever. He basically impales himself. Yeah,
he is a terrible driver. He should be getting speeding tickets, not me.
Like, just driving getaway, and he can't even avoid a boat mast hung at chest level with a truck.
Right.
But so
and he could have easily just kind of scooted over to the right, and probably avoided it.
A quick swerve because Bruce Campbell hanging off the side of the truck trying to fight him wasn't phasing him in the least.
Yeah, no threat there.
And I'm a huge fan of Bruce Campbell getting the shit kicked out of him, like, having him like thrown back and forth, and it's just nice shots of Bruce hanging to the side trying to get him out, and yeah, and Maniac Cop just like motionless, just occasionally just punching him. But so then Maniac Cop impales himself, drives the truck off the pier, and then all the cops arrive and they pull the truck out, and there's no body. So there's no evidence that Bruce Campbell did not kill everybody. There are no eyewitnesses that the Maniac Cop actually exists. And when they finally say, "Oh yeah, here's the body and everything," there's no body.
That's right.
Well, you obviously didn't do it. What?
I could have easily just drove that truck off himself. Jumped in the fucking river. See, I didn't do this. I'm lucky I'm alive. He still has the same eyewitnesses as before. The girl.
Literally.
Nothing has changed.
Anybody besides those two, if they saw a Maniac Cop, they're dead now. No reason to believe them.
Even the doctor that saved his life is like, this never happened. I never saw you two. Get out of my office. So it's like they can't even talk to that guy. He's going to deny it.
Even I'm not 100% sure Bruce didn't do it. That's how little evidence there is to support them at the end. It should have ended with them taking him away, but that was him. And like just
sure
all
was.
of them in the back. Say, you're going to guess who's going to Sing Sing now. I mean, that's how it should have ended. Just like, we stopped him and we saved the day, and I'm still going to jail for killing 17 people.
Yeah, and you owe the city $60,000 for a new box truck. You dumbass.
A little bit of a tiny plot hole there.
Just a tiny one. Okay, kind of large. Still fun.
Oh, here's a cool thing. I got one of the clippings where it's Maniac Cop before he became Maniac Cop in the newspaper.
Right.
And thanks to the world of Blu-ray, you can see that they didn't even bother changing the text on this one because the top is Mafia Kingpin slain by Cordell. And then the story is Washington. President Reagan yesterday remembered Malcolm Baldridge. So that had nothing to do with that. I just find that interesting. And they even have an Associated Press tag under the picture, and it's obviously not an Associated Press picture. So.
Oh, well.
Here we go. Headline: Cordell kills rapist. And then the story is Caramore's 1,600-seat Venetian Theater filled to capacity Saturday night to hear the Wynton Marsalis Quartet. I love Blu-ray. So that's why I'm definitely not going to find any dates on these because they didn't really go through too much trouble to mock them up.
It looks like they went through trouble to get rid of dates.
Yeah, it's a dead end. Never mind. But yeah, the assumption would be I would say between 5 or 6 years it has to be.
I mean, it could be 10 under rare circumstances.
Well, like you said with the
mayor can be in longer than 8 years, but you never know.
Not in the 80s. Nah, screw that.
No.
I don't know. There's not much. I mean, I'm a little biased because I love Larry Cohen, and
again,
there's like
it's what we've said from the beginning. It's harder to review films we like.
But I'm not saying it's a good film, but there are, and actually, Bruce Campbell's not the high point for me. Tom Atkins steals the show.
Oh yeah. Well, next week's episode is going to be difficult too because that's my challenge. Or my challenge is we both enjoy this film.
But I mean, I remember when I saw it back then. The big deal for horror fans was Bruce Campbell's in it. But watching it now, yeah, Bruce is okay, but Tom Atkins is the man, and it's. There's just those little Larry Cohen gems, and every now and then you see an actor's like, oh yeah, he's in like other Larry Cohen films. It's all well, especially Tom Atkins. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those fun '80s horror films. It's not one of the really really bad ones. You can actually sit through it. There's a decent plot, but yeah, at the end doesn't make any sense. Right.
Well, yes, that is true.
And they do allude to in this film. They allude to the idea that the Maniac Cop is kind of like a Jason type character, because at the one point where McCrae saves the girl, they both empty they both fire like 18 or 19 times. I'm not sure who's reloading, and they both empty their guns into him. And even later, she says, "I swear I shot him twice in the head, and it doesn't do anything." So there's like a hint there that it's not just body armor. This guy's kind of like immortal or something. I don't know.
Right. I think they described him as like half zombie, half alive. Some shit like that.
By the third film in the series, yeah, he's a flat out zombie. I do remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen. I you know what? I've never seen Maniac Cop 2 or 3. I kind of left it. I kind of left it with this one.
I did, but I don't remember them.
The only thing I've seen is just screen caps of what he looks like in those films.
Yeah, by 3, he's pretty much in Jason territory. I don't remember anything about them except that one of them at the time had the longest walking man on fire special effect in history at that moment. Yeah, it was a big deal. At least it was something that and I think that was part 2 that had that. It was a big deal at the time as far as like special effects people go, that it was the longest one shot of a guy walking while on fire, because they're in the suits and they can't breathe because there's fire all over them. So it's actually quite a big deal.
Huh. Okay.
Too much information. I don't know.
It's okay. It's fine.
I'm trying to think if there's any other little gems in the film. I mean, those are my high points. The cement corpse, and you heard him. He didn't do it.
I do like the cop briefly at the end where you think he alludes to just having sex with her, and he's just like, "Come on, give me the scoop." He goes, "Come on, I want to get promoted."
The creepy guy where the commissioner tells him to book her, and instead he tries to seduce her in the. I still think he was trying to fuck her. I'm seriously no.
In the beginning, but then I think he realized, you know what? It'd probably be easier to get her to give me a story for a scoop.
Let me cut my losses here.
And he's like, "Don't be a pain in my ass. Don't give me any trouble."
Yeah, very very rapey vibe going on there.
Yeah.
Very rapey, motherfucker. Somebody, I was just double checking while we're talking. I'm double checking Maniac Cop pictures, and I took a screenshot of Tom Atkins giving that smile. That creepy smile.
Yeah.
And someone has a huge one of it already posted online. We're not the first people that.
You should just use that one then.
I already made my own. Too late.
Oh, okay.
That one. I think it's funny. That's all.
You don't smile much, do you? Are we done already?
I think so. I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, we covered all the actors in it.
Okay.
During the St. Patrick's Day parade, which was filmed by Sam Raimi, or with Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi is he's
the reporter
that's announcing it, or talking about it. Yeah, I mean, there's not as much in there. There's honestly not as much gold in this film as there is in other Larry Cohen films. It's near the lower end of the spectrum. It's not, the ambulance is still a personal favorite. I think there's a lot more originality going on in there, a lot more playing with the genre. But this Maniac, if you're a Bruce Campbell fan or if you're a Tom Atkins fan, it's definitely worth a look.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah,
all
I
right,
can't
so
think
it's rated 6. Did they remake this?
They were talking about remaking it.
Because I'm looking, because I have Maniac Cop up on IMDb, and there's another film called Maniac Cop from 2008. It's the same
Did they
name.
remake it?
I have to click on this now.
Well, now you do since you mentioned it.
Because it's rated, it's got a 6 rating. The 1988 film has a 6 rating.
Right.
And this one
It's
has
a short.
5,
It's a short.
3 minutes.
The 2008 one
Fine.
is a short. Yeah.
You
it
know
looks
what?
like
I don't care if it's a short or not. Don't fucking name it the same thing. What's wrong with you?
it looks like it might be like they might have made a short
It's
about
like an ode.
or like a promotional. It was made here right here. It says this promotional film was made in the hopes that it could kickstart a remake or reworking of the 1988 cult film. So it was one of those things where they shot it in hopes to get people excited to say, "See here, we can make this film," and I guess it didn't happen.
All right, I feel better about that. All right, so Maniac Cop, it's 6. It's rated 6, even 6 on IMDb, and actually, I think 6 might. I don't know, maybe because I'm biased and I think you're biased, but I think 7 is a good score for this. Although 6, I wouldn't fight on a 6. Let's put it that way.
There's no way we're giving this a 7. I got to put my foot down on that. I would say, even with Bruce Campbell in it, I would say a solid 5. The only thing that bumps it to 6 is Tom Atkins.
Right.
I mean, I will.
Well,
go with
no,
a
you're
6.
right. I'm just thinking. Yeah, 7 is definitely too high. I'd go 6.5, but we don't do half points, and IMDb doesn't allow it anyway.
I wouldn't even go 6.5. I'd be honest. I think 6 is the highest this deserves. Again, you dividing, enjoyment from quality. I enjoy Larry Cohen films. They're not necessarily quality. I love the stuff. I'm not going to give the stuff 8 stars.
That is also true.
I might be persuaded to give the stuff 7, but I doubt it. I would think I have to go with a 6.
I think I would give the stuff 7.
It's above average.
Also on Blu-ray. I think from the same company that released this.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the Synapse films.
Synapse. Yep. Do you want to do 6?
6 is fine.
6
I'm fine with 6.
And I'm dying to see what the the demographics are in this. Oh Jesus, it's like just 6 is the highest one with 27.1, and it's really across the board with the demographics. Every demographic is like 5.9, 6.5, whatever. There's really nothing jarring there. The 5, lowest
6, and 7 are the most popular scores.
Yeah, the lowest demographic is males aged 45 and up at 5.6. Highest is, that's weird. No, not weird. The highest is actually tied. Males and females under the age of 18 give it 6.5. So, hey.
And
that's interesting.
The most votes, actually it says non-US users, but the most votes is age 30 to 34 with 5.9. So, so 6 is right on the money. Anyway. So,
Maniac Cop.
It was good. One of our favorites.
You heard him. He didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
Should we wrap the show up?
Oh, yeah. That's the wrong audio. Kind of appropriate. Wish I used that an hour ago.
Tonight.
Yeah.
I think
that's what happens when you don't record for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's my fault. Again, I was on the road and stuff. But
that's all right. And next week it's Thanksgiving's fault.
Yeah, fuck Thanksgiving.
Anyway, all right, everybody. Episode 154, Maniac Cop. Thank you, as always, for joining us. You can go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. You can download all our shows there. You can listen to the shows there. You can watch the show live with the live stream app that we have built into the site. You can also go to iTunes and you can download and listen to the shows there as well. Leave us a review while you're there. You can email us. The address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. You can leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470. Go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/moviesucktastic. Go to our Tumblr page at moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. And you can go and download our Android app for your smartphone or tablet or any Android device that you have. Everything I just mentioned is on the app. It's totally free, and you can listen to the show there. You can do everything I just said in one nice, tidy little package. And you can always do a search for us in your favorite browser. Scott likes Google. And
Google it!
Do a search for Moviesucktastic, and everything I said will show up there as well. And that about does it. Any words of wisdom?
You have every reason to hate us.
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 I'm sorry, honey. You can hate
Because
it.
it's her fault, too.
It's her fault, too. Her vagina landed on my penis.
Honey, you have every reason to hate her vagina.
That's right.
No one will blame you.
No one's going to blame you, honey. Yours is crazier. I'll give you that. Anyway, we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Oh, the week after.
We'll talk to you in the week after next. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll talk to you at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.